Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a Made in Abyss reaction. Ariakin threw this into the executive producer queue forever ago, and while I have seen, I think, the first season and the first movie of Made in Abyss, I haven't watched any more of it. I'm not sure if this coming from the third soundtrack means it comes later in the show, parts that I haven't seen yet. I know that Kevin Penkin worked on it, and I know that it's some of his best work. I have heard a couple of these, but within the context of the show, not necessarily since the show came out, though. So I think that was, what, 2017, 2018, something like that. So it's been a while, and I definitely won't remember any of the soundtracks, so this will definitely feel like a first listen. Maybe I'll recognize a motif or something in there, but I heavily doubt it. But I haven't watched the show or anything related to it since then. The show just kind of, it went a little too far for me, and I know that that's the point, but psychologically, I can't really handle seeing, like, kids in pain. It just doesn't do anything for me in a good way, and while I was like, sure, I see where they're going, it's just there's stuff that makes me stop, and it hit enough of those points. But I'll digress about that. It was still a beautiful show for what it was. I just couldn't handle the writing, and I definitely know I enjoyed the soundtrack when I heard it, so now I'm gonna hear it again isolated, so that'll be a completely new experience. And without further ado, let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, nothing about this seems familiar yet. Oh, but that sound design, dude. Kevin. Oh. Those vocals nestled in there, dude. That's unfair. Where are we going? God, I think the scariest part is I can't figure out where it's going tonally. Ooh. Just shut all that down right away. This pulsating energy, dude. Oh, that's disgusting. In the best way, as always. This insane dissonance he's doing with the vocals, too, like, just never letting anything sit still. I love that. The, like, chiptune synth stuff in there feels so otherworldly. It's insane. He's so good with layering like this. Kevin is nuts. Oh, that's really cool. The rhythm of that kind of like slid into a standard 4. Everything else around was fighting it until that point. All these counter rhythms and... God, those vocals. Oh. God, I'm realizing I'm just sitting here not saying anything. I'm just trying to pick up every detail I can, but there's so much. It's completely new percussive sounds thrown in here. It's like synth solo going on. Almost sounds like a guitar. It might be. Whew. You can't hit the beat like that. Jesus. Something in the rhythm slipped in there right at the end. That was really weird. I love it though. Like, again, Kevin, nuts when it comes to all this sort of relationship with like the rhythms and everything, and just this counter harmony, counter melody stuff that everything's getting crushed together. There's just nothing's quite working together. It just sounds so dissonant and gross, but in the most majestic way possible. It's insane, dude. So I didn't hear anything in that sounded remotely familiar, albeit it has been a couple of years since I've watched anything from Made in Abyss, like I said. This feels very much like it's a bad moment. I guess is the best way to say that. There's so much tension in this song, the vocals and everything. I'm not sure what like language was in there. Was that a made-up language? It could have been something from like, it almost sounded West African, maybe India. Like, I couldn't quite tell where those vocals were coming from, but a lot of those harmonies in there are very much common in that part of the world, especially these sorts of crunchy harmonies that are just kind of people singing and not really thinking too much about the relationship of these notes. They're not traditionally in the Western culture of music, so you get this amazing texture in them, and it's so gorgeous, but it's also in context like this so stressful to hear it, especially when it's written specifically to be stressful, which I assume this is. The energy of this song was just complete chaos. And with a name like Juroimoh Mutation, I'm sitting here like, okay, Mutation, I know that happens. I have seen season 1. Is this like one of those moments where like the bad people in the world are doing things to like experiment on people? Is this a song where like one of those succeeds and there's like this terrifying creature that emerges from it? Like, is this a successful mutation? Like, I've seen failure ones. I've seen that storyline, at least one of them. And I'm just wondering if this is another one of those. Like, the energy of this song scales from already pretty big to even more of a threat. So like, is it something that can actively choose to scale in size? Like, I'm not sure what Juroimoh is. Is that a creature? Is that somebody doing it? Like, I don't know what the characters' names are, so I don't know if this is like the name of a doctor or the name of whatever it is that's mutating or something. But not having the answer almost makes it more terrifying in a way. And I feel like that's probably how the characters are feeling in the moment too. Just seeing this happen in front of them potentially, just kind of realizing, good God, what have they done? Or maybe what have we done? And maybe realizing they've gone too far with their experiments and started to try and stop whatever was happening. But I also know that the main characters could have easily been in the room, and maybe they're watching this terrifying, horrific happenstance just unfold in front of them, and they're just like, well, this is our life. Like, that's what the show is. Guess we got to deal with this now. And it's like, well, yep, you got to. And all of that stress is very easily and very clearly translated transmitted through this song. It is gorgeous in every single phrase of this. You can't quite tell when the song is done or if it's ever going to be done, evolving, constantly moving. Everything kind of just molding within itself. Like sometimes I'll say it's like a swamp or something like that, but this feels more like an oobleck, like a non-Newtonian sort of flow where like the softer you touch it, the more movement you get, but if you punch it, it's not going anywhere, so it has to go at its own pace. And I don't know if that's the best way to phrase what my mind is trying to process by hearing this, but it feels pretty accurate. So, I'm gonna go with that. But as far as the sound design with the like vocals in the beginning and everything, and again, Kevin's always been brilliant at that. In a lot of the music I've heard from Kevin Penkin, a lot of it has amazing sound design behind it, because that seems to be kind of where his favorite parts are, like the bread and butter of like his fun that he has during these. Obviously songs like this, he's clearly having fun all the way through composing whatever this was and making it sound so unique. But also other songs he's done that are a little bit more traditional, he always hides little just flecks of things in there, little sprinkles and spices of random sound design stuff that I think are just gorgeous, and clearly he was definitely doing that here. So it's just damn, Kevin. And even down to the parts where like I was talking about, the rhythm was kind of like sliding at a different pace than the rest of the music, like where the melody was kind of sliding and almost catching up with the drums and the percussive stuff going on, and you're like, oh, are they going to align? And they do for just a split second before it completely moves on to something else and kind of leaves you wondering what the hell that was and why everything fell apart the moment it got back together. And I think that works brilliantly for something that could be a mutation, and from what I know of the character design in the show for those mutations, and even if they are successful, usually don't look that great and are kind of gelatinous in a way. Maybe that's kind of part of it, getting that imagery in your head. And again, Kevin does a great job of paying attention to those details to be able to write exactly what needs to be done for those scenes and get that texture down. And even if it's disgusting and it makes you kind of feel dirty, it's just like, it makes your skin crawl a little bit, much like this one does. In all the best ways, you're kind of locked in because it kind of sounds disgusting, but also at the same time majestic in a way, and you're not sure how to process all that. It is so much information for the brain that you're just kind of like, oh shit. And like that's all you have to do, that's all you can think about until whatever happens, and you're just trying your best to do whatever you can. But I think I've yapped on this one enough. This was definitely a yappy session, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have anything else you want me to get to, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it as always. For all of you out there who are still watching and are about to write a comment about how I haven't continued watching Made in Abyss, you are not going to win. I will not finish it. I'm sorry. Like I said in the beginning, I really can't just do it. The storyline just does too much to me negatively, and I have to draw my line in the sand somewhere, and shows like this kind of do that for me. So I'm not going to be finishing it. Don't be mad at me. I know it's brilliant as far as the overall storytelling goes, but there really are just some things that you can't look past, and this show has a lot of them for me. It just makes me squirm in the bad way a little too much. But either way, if you enjoyed this video and you want to request something, do so in the comments below. If you want to guarantee something from me, a guaranteed request, you can go to Patreon or my YouTube memberships and throw it into the queues there, because there is a tier for that on both of those, and you can throw that into my Discord. Or if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!